Hello, welcome. Today I want to save you some money, and I'll tell you how it works out at the end, but we'll go through the stage and you'll see how it got to where we're going. So this is what we start with. Have a look at this. This is a real Keep It Simple exclusive because I'd like to save people money, and this is the way I can do it, by showing you how to do something that is basically simple. Now this is a problem that I've had twice before, and this is the way that I got around it. So as you can see here, this is a key for, it happens to be a Dacia key, but it could be a Renault key or any other key, come to that matter, that's got buttons on it. Now I decided that there was a slight problem with the key, as you just saw just now, and we'll put it down and we'll show you exactly what the problem is. Here we go, there it is, it looks lovely. Turn it over, it's got a hole in it. It's got a hole where this is the close button. So as you can see there's a button in there, and if you press that, the car locks. So it's pretty well useless really. It's not waterproof anymore, and it's going to get damaged in my pocket. So all we've got to do is undo this screw, and it's a little bit tight, but if you undo this screw and take that out, you can see as we do here, this is real time. So now we need to just get the thing apart. Now, as it happens, I haven't got a flat blade screwdriver there, but I did have the Phillips to get the screw out. Well, it's not going to come apart using your fingernails. It's always worth a try, because the thing about fingernails is you can feel whether things are working or not, and you really need to know whether things are working. But this isn't working, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get myself a key from the key ring, and I'll put it into that slot. That slot is obviously there for this purpose. So we put the key in the key ring let's correct that. Put the key into the slot and give it a little lever. There we go. And see what we've got now. Now the last time I did this was about 4 years ago, so I'm not exactly sure what we're going to find. But here we go. There you've got the battery there, which is just a 2026, I believe, 2025, something like that. Check that in a little bit. And you've got a board there, and you've got the bit sticking out the bottom, which actually goes into the ignition. So this is a thing I purchased from Amazon. Now this thing it's listed as a Dacia, Renault and various other keys, and you can see it comes with a blade, and it's got you've got two little push buttons in case you need to replace them, surface mount push buttons. And there's the main sort of, I don't know what you'd call it really, housing. We'll use the word housing. Sounds like a good word, and shouldn't be confused by anybody. Or key case, or the outside, or the bit that goes, it's the bit that's broken, let's face it. Anyway, so there we go. It comes like that. You can hear it rattling. It's got a screw in there. So, because it's not anywhere else, let's get the key again. We need to do the same trick to just get this thing to open. There is no screw in it. We've checked that in terms of it's holding it together. It's purely been pressed together. And so let's have a look now. We open it up, and you can see it is very similar to what we've already got. There's that bit where the battery goes, and there's that bit which is where the board goes. So all we've got to do now is get the board out and put it in there. Now what I want to do is, first of all, I want to see if I can just clip that together, because if it will, that'd be good, because it just saves pulling the blade out and everything else. But as it happens, it will sort of nudge up, but it is not actually totally compatible, so it's not worth that. So anyway, I thought I'd give that a go. Like I say, it would sort of squeeze up, but it's not going to close up properly. There are some lugs that are not quite in the right place. So what we've got to do is get this board out. Now the board, I don't know if you can see, but it's got a lug there where my finger is. It's got a lug the other side, and in fact, what I'll do is I'll freeze it here, and we can see exactly what I'm trying to do. The big problem we've got here is these two mushrooms, and then we've got these little location lugs. Now what we've got to do is we've got to try and get the board up without snapping it, and this is going to be easier said than done, so here we go, let's give it a go. Pushing it from behind through the buttonholes is quite good. That gets a bit of movement, you can see there. But mainly we're going to have to put a bit of precise leverage on. Let's have a look. This is what we need, a nice little, well not that little, flat blade screwdriver, so we can get in and actually prise the board up a bit. Now you can see there's a bit of a gap, so you can get in there, and yeah, it's working. But you can see the mushroomed piece of plastic is starting to shrink slightly because it's going to have to be pulled through. There we go. It's being pulled through the hole in the PCB. So you have to be very careful. You don't want to damage this PCB. You could grind the mushroom off if that's what if you've got the facilities, but I haven't. So I'm going to give it a little bit more of a friendly persuasion. There you go. That one's pulled through. Now all we got to do is get the one at the bottom to pull through. So it's more than possible. It isn't. The board is actually very rigid. It's very firm. It's a very good quality fiberglass board. But then, if you knew how much these keys cost, you'd know that it should be, because they are not cheap. I can assure you of that. I'll tell you at the end how the pricings on all these things work. So let's see where we're going now. So we've just got to pull that little mushroom through there. There we go. That wasn't difficult because it's basically a nylon type peg that's just been pushed over and then pushed through and then pushed over. Right, so you can see there is very, very much similarity between these two, so I'm not having a problem with the idea of it's going to fit. So let's just fit that back into the new one. Give it a little bit of a clip. Now you can see the mushroom pins have come through, but I'm not going to do anything with them because they're not really necessary. The whole thing is all nicely tight anyway, and so there's no point. Now I was going to think about leaving the blade in the old cover and putting it together, but that I realised is not really a good idea because it is not totally compatible. So we just pull the blade out there. It is merely held in by friction because the screw's been removed, and now we just got to put it into there. Now there is a little bit of a problem with this. This has been obviously never been fitted, so it's got, let's have a look, it's not particularly happy about taking the end of the blade in. I'll have a look in a sec and see exactly what's what, but it's just not going in. And so what I'm going to do, there you go, look, you can see there's the slot. So you can see it's a little bit ragged there. The blade doesn't matter which way up it goes as long as it goes in the right end. So just make that slot a little bit wider, just to take the burr off, because obviously it hasn't actually been assembled, and it's not a precision piece of equipment, this part of it. And then we just get, not that end, that's the wrong end, put the correct end in, and it should just go. It's been a little bit awkward, this one, so a little bit more persuasion with the screwdriver. I'm not actually levering on it, I'm just trying to get the burr off, just make sure that the slot is as good and clear as it can be. So that's what I'm doing there. And then we'll get the blade and we'll fit it in. So just find the end, find which way up it goes, and push it in. Now, just wanted to, as with a lot of these things, you just got to be firm but gentle, because it's got to be a tight fit. By definition, you want it to be not loose, but it's got to be a reasonable shove, because you just got to be careful with it, and it will go in because it's meant to. I have no fear of that. And then we just got to get the blade in far enough so that the hole lines up, which is the next problem, because you can see it just appearing there, and it's not the easiest thing to press. So what I'll do is I'll press it against the worktop and we can go from there. This is literally just trying to get the last little bit of it in, just so that the screw will actually enter properly. So it's not, oh, there we go, look, you can see that there. So yeah, now you know it's going to be a problem, you know how to get around it. So the next thing we've got to do is put the battery in. Now the battery is held in, there's a couple of lugs you can see there again, one there where my thumb was and one there where my thumb is now, and the battery sits in there. So if you get, it's very what's the word, it's well made. I mean, it doesn't want to come out, so a little bit of prizing is necessary, and you know, it will come out because it has to. But even though I've just loosened that end, the other end is still quite firmly gripped, and I will show you at the end. I'll show you why or exactly how that works. Anyway, let's get that out, and you see it really is gripped in at the end there, and that grip is important because it's going to be rattling about in your pocket. So it's a little bit of a nudge with the screwdriver in that direction. Bearing in mind this is a battery, you don't really want to short it out, so you have to be a bit careful. And that screwdriver is obviously magnetic, so that's had that effect there. Right, I'm going to fit this into this case. Now, what I want to do here is I want to show you exactly what we've got, where we're actually at. This bit's quite important. You see here, that bit of metal there, and there's two plastic lugs there. They all hold the battery in place, and when it's in the right place, the battery can be sprung up and down. So it's quite important to get that in right. It's a little bit of a fiddle, but if it's not bouncing up and down, it's not right. So it's as simple as that. So having done that, all we've got to do then, you can see there, trying to get it in properly, is get the board part and put it together. Make sure that you don't force anything. It should be, again, firm but gentle. Do not go ramming it together in such a way that you're going to damage anything. If it doesn't feel right, go back and try again. But now that's working, that's going click click, and that's good. So we just put the screw in, and that's it, Bob's your uncle. So that's taken in real time around about 12 minutes. If you've got all your tools together when you start this, it's going to take about 12 minutes from start to finish to do this job. Now, how much do you think this job's worth? I'll tell you, those keys cost £300 each. So if you damage them, that's a lot of money. And in fact, you can write off a car for the cost of the key. Having got the key, you can then say, right, okay, let's get it repaired. Well, I took it to a local place in the supermarket, one of these little stalls that do keys and everything, and they quoted £55 to replace the case on the key. Now from Amazon, that little kit there, which was very good, is very good quality, cost me £6.99. That's pounds, of course, £6.99. I'm sure there's the equivalent in your own country if you're not in the UK, but that's all there is to it. That now works perfectly, and hey presto, it's well worth having. There is a link in the description which should work in all the countries, and so if you've got any value from this, maybe you'd like to like and subscribe, and here's another video that you might find of interest. Catch you another time. Bye.